Russians can't predict when Crimean Bridge will be restored. All trains to Crimea cancelled.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dmitry Peskov, the Russian presidential press secretary, said that there are no forecasts as for how fast the Crimean Bridge could be restored after the fire yet, as railway communication with the occupied peninsula has been stopped. Quote from Peskov, "No, there are no forecasts yet." Quote, "It is also reported that all trains that link Russia and the occupied Crimea, and which were planned to be sent in the near future, will temporarily not depart due to the fire on the Crimean Bridge. The sale of train tickets to Crimea has been suspended. On the morning of the 8th of October, it was revealed that a powerful fire was observed on the railway line of the Crimean Bridge. Occupation authorities of Crimea stated that a truck allegedly exploded on the Crimean Bridge. Vladimir Putin, the president of the aggressor country, has been informed about the fire on the Crimean Bridge. He has instructed government officials to create a government commission."
This post received a score of 20,000, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than Russians all over the world celebrate the opening of the new Kerch ramp, Kremlin.
Putin's birthday got delayed, so they should still have time to organize the dedication of the brand new Vladimir V Putin boat launch.
His middle name is definitely Vlasid.
Add on the fact that the Russians in Crimea now have to ration their groceries.
Limited number of tampons for their bullet wounds now too.
That limit to 3 liters of vodka per person is going to hurt.
Per day, I assume. Per meal. Okay, phew. For a minute there I was worried for the women and children. What else would you mix baby formula with? Engine degreaser? BMW wiper fluid?
The other rail line supplying Russian occupation troops in Kherson is within artillery range of Ukraine. Just go home while you still can, Russia.
That rail line in Kherson was taking supplies that were coming from Crimea. They have no other rail connection with the motherland now.
Ukraine's defeat of Russian logistics will be studied by military historians for centuries.
Good afternoon, cadets. Welcome to Logistics 101. See what Russia did? Do the exact opposite and you'll be fine. Thus ends my lecture.
Russia relies on trains on top of rails, so we should have rails on top of trains?
A fellow underslung air suspended monorail fan I see.
Did someone say monorail?
I hear those things are awfully loud. It glides as softly as a cloud.
Is there chance the track could bend?
They can repair it, but they will just destroy it again in another section. It's too important of a target to ignore. But for a country that is giving rusty weapons and tampons to their soldiers, I wonder where they will come up with the money.
They have to get their own tampons.
They already had to get their own tampons and literally everything else besides their rusty weapons, ammo and uniform that's not suited for the quickly approaching winter.
Apparently Russia is going to start using a supply route through Donetsk. The problem is Ukraine is hammering down from the west through Kharkiv and into Lugansk. That counter-offensive puts any potential supply route through Donetsk well within the Ukraine artillery range. It also significantly extends the supply line to the south at a time when they are already under massive strain from the southern counter-offensive. Would completely cut them off from supplies and would sever any reinforcement routes.
Capturing Melitopol would risk the water supply of all of Crimea IIRC.
Very likely next target.
I see Melitopol or the peninsula off of Crimea as the next target. The reason I mention this is that both are having supplies pulled away from them and they would be significantly weaker as Russia isn't a fan of supply chain active protection if it isn't under direct attack. The Crimea attack I only see as likely as it would be a major slap in the face to Russia and specifically Putin. It shows Ukraine taking back the annexed territory, and it would severely disrupt supply lines for Russia. It is way more risky, but it does have the most benefit and it seems right out of the US doctrine playbook which Ukraine used in the north and again in the last few weeks in taking Lyman and breaking the lines near Kherson.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.